of life is about in which section you get sat. So I was born into a family where my dad was handicapped. It's a birth defect. It's called cerebral palsy. Have you heard of it? It's a doozy. So your brain is fine, but you kind of walk weird and you talk funny. And I wish I could tell you more about it, but nobody talked to me about it when I was a kid. So I still say what I did back then. My dad walks weird and talks kind of funny. I don't ever introduce him to any of my friends. He's different than the other parents. I was so aware of this. And I'm the youngest, so I feel like I kind of got the shit under the stick because, life is hard on the spirit, isn't it? Right? Like for everyone, but especially when your body doesn't respond as fast as your brain does. Right? I imagine a lifetime of that might be tough. So, I think I got my father at his weakest. And it's a shame that we don't really remember what we were like as kids, right? I don't know, maybe there's a family member who tells us a story, or we see a photograph that can help us access, but I don't know. I always see pictures of a younger me. I'm wearing the same black dress in every single picture, right? So I know I must have loved it. It had 3 silk flower ribbons across it, but I don't know who I was in it. I don't have any visceral memories of that. I don't remember any bonding occurring. I don't really actually remember ever feeling comfortable around my dad. I was the smart kid, so I think my consciousness just kind of buried it. His physicality scared me when I was a kid. It just did. And I really tried to keep that deep in. So I think I started to look at everything from the outside in, right? Like what my experience was, but then also how others would see it. I still do that. And I don't know what my problem was. It was totally fine for my brothers. My dad went to all of their soccer games. He went to their teacher conferences. He went to their graduations, but none of mine, because I didn't invite him. So he didn't come. Can you believe that? When we grow up, right, we think of our parents' stuff. What if their stuff fucked us up? Oh my God, what was that like for him? What was that like for my dad to have to accept that from his kid? I was just different than my brothers. From the jump, from birth. I just always saw my father as other. And I know that that's normal, because he was. And I don't blame myself, most of the time, because I was just a kid. But how did I know that? How did I know to think of him as anything else but my dad? When did I first see that he was in so much more need than me? And when did I first realize that? When I was an infant? I don't know. It doesn't really even matter because I'm only now just seeing it. I'm 31, and I don't trust anyone. And I don't want to be like that anymore. So, my mom came over, because I was getting us some weed delivered. But also, by coincidence, it happened to be Christmas. So, she wanted to give me a gift. And we were reminiscing, and I said to her, Mom, do you remember the Christmas where you got me a color blaster? No? Oh my God, it was the biggest gift I ever got. It was a huge box. I remember waking up on Christmas morning, seeing it under the tree, and knowing that it was for me. No? That doesn't ring a bell? That's the thing about memories. They're yours. No one else chooses the same moments that you come to know so well. And I said, Mom, you did pretty good, actually. You got married, you were in love, and you had some pretty good kids. Yeah, I did. I don't know, I think maybe I don't ever want to get married. And then she turns to me dramatically. She grabs me in a bar in New York City and she says to me, Diana, you must get married. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. Really? That's not how I remember it. yeah, you would come up to me and you would say, Mommy, don't die. Mommy, please don't go. Daddy won't be able to take care of us like you do. I did. I don't remember doing that. Why didn't you guys help? Like, when you first noticed this detachment, why didn't you two try to pay a little bit more attention to it? You seemed fine, she says. You knew how to be in the living room. You were with us, Diana, part of the family, but also not part of it, all at the same time. And it hits me. Christmas morning. This is what I'm still doing. This is why I'm so good at certain things. This is why I'm so good at my job. This is why I'm so well suited to waitressing. I can be part of and not part of a thing. That's my thing. That's my thing. I am at your table, but I'm not at your table. I understand that duality. I made it my career, actually. My God, this is what I think good service is to me. Okay, I know what you need before you know that you need it, right? And I've had my own experiences, so I never push anything. My presence just influences it. And I get it. I get why I'm good at it. And an eighth of week later, I'm not even mad about it. I mean, I take care of my table so well. And yet I've never really felt taken care of by anyone besides myself. But in the last 2 years, there's been a shift. My job feels different, like more important. And I think I've distilled it. I think it's because after working for so many years for all of these people who never took care of me, I finally work for someone who does. And it's absolutely changed how I work. I'm better than I've ever been. It's changed how I live. And that's because I finally work for someone who gives. So I've worked at every single restaurant in New York. No, really, I have. Welcome to Gramercy Tavern. Have you joined us here for dinner before? Welcome to Mission Chinese Food. Have you been here before? Welcome to Jerk Candy. It's nice to see you. Welcome to Cook Shop, or welcome to Dover, or welcome to Brucey, or welcome to Rosewater, or the hundreds of other fucking restaurants that I've worked at that I can hardly even remember. Tell me, have you joined us here for dinner before? I've been your waitress before. I have. So, my God, one time I was out to dinner, okay? I'm more than halfway done. And I'm sitting there, and I'm eating my chicken. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, I used to work here. And then like flash in my mind, I see like the restaurant's dish pit, and then I look down at my plate, I know exactly where it's going when I'm done with it, and I know where the napkins are, and all of the toilet paper, and I'm pretty sure the manager's name here is Joanna, and it just keeps coming. How many POSs? How many wine lists? How many table numbers? How many coworkers? How many allergy lists? How many staff meetings? How many subway stations? How many personal transitions have I been in? So many that I don't even remember until I'm halfway done with my chicken. I mean, I don't know how it happened, but I somehow have this monopoly on these small niche restaurants that are also weirdly chef and owner run. So that's just to say that more than that I've served, I've also worked for everyone. And that experience is priceless, but I'm a little bit fucked. Because my current boss is the best. You guys, she's the best there is. I know it. I've never worked harder for anybody else. Not once. And when it's time to move on, because inevitably it will be, right? That's just how it goes. It'll be time for me to go. I will really miss our symbiosis. I love to learn from what my boss notices. And I think that that kind of relationship comes across very few times in a lifetime. This job has changed my life. As far as I'm concerned, I'm on the clock as soon as I start my walk to work, because that's when I start to walk to work and start my work. The dwindling down of loose ends, the last couple conversations I have with friends, like all the shit I can't attend to when I'm attending to my guests. And you're not gonna believe it, but I still get nervous before every shift. But why? I have always been a waitress, literally. Since the second day that I arrived in New York City, I was 17, I had $300 in my pocket, and I took the A train uptown, and I visited the only friend that I knew in town. She was a little bit older than me, and she showed me around this tea house that she bought, and I walked in. And it was a Sunday, and I started to get a little bit busy. And she says to me, "Jump in." And I remember my very first walk from in front of the counter to behind it. "Jump in." And I did. And I did. Oh my God. And I did these shifts and Alice's 6 shifts a week, these doubles for decades. I worked brunch there on the weekends for 4 years straight in college, age 17 to 21. I didn't go out once on the weekends. This restaurant was my education. And nothing has changed since then. It still is. I still don't go out on the weekends. I start work at 5 p.m. But I get 2 days in your every one. And I don't know how it happened, but I also met all of my best friends there. And a lot of us are still in touch because, and you can say it with me, there's no bond like the bond of restaurant work. There is no other job where your character, someone's true nature shows up in the table that they bust. So I was a host at Alice's. And, oh my gosh, can I tell you about the day that I became a waitress? Okay, so my best friend at the time is this like fantastic, beautiful, wild gay man. His name is Dante. And he was a server there, and he was late. That's always the way, right? Right time, right place. And the manager just wasn't having it, and he said, "Diana, yeah? I'm gonna show you how to set the dining room." And then all of a sudden, I'm holding a big black plastic silverware container. You know, I specifically remember, because it was so heavy that I almost dropped it, my first thought as a waitress was, this job is too much for one person. Fork, knife, plate, napkin, teacup. Go. That's the only training I got. So I'm starting to set the tables up. Feeling pretty good. Like, okay, I got this. All the tables are almost set. That's still my favorite part. I love the calm of a restaurant before the storm. And as if I'd almost forgotten, I'm almost done. I put the chair down and my best friend walks in, whose shift I was just given. And he looks at me. And I look at him, and he walks out. And we never spoke again. That was my introduction. I can't tell you how many tears shed in a walk-in, sobs in a closet, minutes I had to take next to an alleyway, smoking a cigarette next to a fucking trash can. I mean, one time it got so bad I got electrocuted. So, my question is, if the thing that I have been the longest is a waitress, why now am I just beginning to experience the joy of it? I am born to do this! Not just waitress, because now it's evolved into something more. In the West Village of New York City, I work the door. Hi, Farmer, right? Welcome. Good to see you. tricky. Excuse me, yes? Hi, we're gonna do 4. Fantastic, sir. I'm just finishing with a guest. And that's it, we're off. It's a balancing act from here on out. It's gonna be an hour-long wait for 4, sir. Is that okay? Great, let me take your name. Give me just 1 second. We've got about an hour-long wait. I agree. 300 strangers a night, 5 nights a week. Could I be any more lucky? Good to see you. How's the wife? How's the baby? No, I couldn't be. I literally stand at an open door facing New York City. Come, I'll bring you to the bar and then I'll bring you to the table when it's ready. And I have no idea what's coming for me. It's thrilling, but also scary. That's how much of my life has felt for me. I can't seem to complete parties. I've told you before, sir. I'm really, really sorry. And I always make sure to work somewhere busy because I know myself enough to know that I'm healthier when I keep my focus off of me. Being in service, it's finally starting to make sense to me. In fact, the first night, the first table of the night is the hardest, right? Well, it is. And you know it as you're walking over there too. I'm always just like, this is gonna be rough. Hey. And with me, I notice that there's this sort of jealous part of me that comes up every time I get a new customer. I always have like a millisecond feeling of like, oh fuck, I wish I was out to dinner. I didn't go out to eat much when I was a kid. There was one place though, right? There always is. I'm convinced, no matter how shitty growing up is, there's somewhere for everyone. There's somewhere where you went with your mom once. Or a breadstick that changed your 3-year-old life. Or a diner on the side of the road where you never went, but you know that your dad used to go. Or a waitress who winked at you online in the bathroom when you were 12. Or the way that your grandmother's kitchen smelled. There's a dish, I promise. Or a flavor, or a texture, or even a waiter that can trigger something in us, right? Brings up that completely intangible sense of what? Of comfort, right? Of love. And I think that we eat out every night in this city to get a little bit of that back for like an hour and a half. And, well, if you sit in my section, I know that. What happens after that is up to you. You might think it's too expensive here or really want me to turn the air conditioner off, and then it can really all fall apart. But if you sit in my section, you get me. And that's a pretty good place to start. Welcome! From the jump, be intelligent. Gain their trust. Be eloquent. We have some specials for you guys tonight. First is a stracci, delicate rag-like pasta, just porcini, butters, and thyme. I have crispy shrimp with the head and tails on, bit of fresh parsley, little squeezed lemon. I've got roasted artichokes, zucchini tonight for the table, and if you're in the mood, we'll come to our signature dish. So every night since we opened here, we'll prepare a whole fish. Tonight's bronzino, and we'll fillet it. We'll finish it with brown butter and lemon. If you're in the mood for fish, there's nothing better. Let me know if you have any questions. Did I get them? Welcome! Do it again. I've got some additions tonight, but make it different. Crispy prawns to start, head and tails on, fresh parsley, squeezed lemon. I've got roasted artichokes or zucchini for the table. That's your choice. Did I say the pasta tonight? Additionally, I have a whole bronzino fish for both of you if you're in the mood, but I also have one ribeye off the menu. So it's 16 ounces with the bone in. We'll grill it over the coals, slice it, and serve it medium rare. Take your time. Wow, we weren't even hungry, but you make everything sound delicious. Thank you. It's a gift. No, really, it is. Because where you work, you don't know what the specials are gonna be, right? So at my last place, there were specials too, but it was more like, hello, sir. Tonight I've got portobello cubes and a dehydrated kale soup. And motherfuckers order that shit too. So, I tried a special every table, like it's my very first time. And I think that they feel like it is, even though they've seen me special every table around them. It's so obvious. That's what I love most about being a waitress. It's obvious. It's the first thing I get to do without having to hide it. It's the very first thing I get to do to my fullest. And I love that they're called specials, because what I really want to say is, hi, I've got some specials for you tonight. I think y'all should get all of them really, but also one of them is me. The only restaurant, though, that I can remember going to as a kid, Twin Dragon, Chinese. It's on the south side in LA on Pico Boulevard. And we would go on Sundays, my whole family and I. And I remember a big red sign, 2 golden horns, huge parking lot out front. I'd always be the first out of the car, and I'd open those 2 huge wooden carved doors, and my dad would always walk in first, go straight for the host stand, but to me it was more like a huge desk. You know how it is at those Chinese restaurants. And the man who greeted us in a black suit and a white tux shirt knew my dad instantly when we walked in. Knew his name, gave him a handshake, sometimes a hug even. I mean, the man who worked there made us feel immediately welcome. He made me feel familiar. My father was a regular. And they'd walk us to our corner booth because my dad wasn't comfortable in chairs. And my dad would sit there, and I'd sit across from him. And I remember there was a huge aquarium that split the room. And I only remember this because the blue light from the fish would hit the back of my dad's hair a little bit. And then behind that was the bar. And I feel like as a kid, the bar isn't really something you get to know, right? Like, I don't even think I saw it once up close. To this day, I'll walk behind a bar and it won't make any sense. And I want to add that my dad liked to drink. And this is only important to be noted, I think, because it's why I never went to work behind a bar. I hate to be around people who are drunk. And when you're behind the stick, you're stuck, right? But if I can give it context as a waitress, oh, he's just the guy who likes his martinis wet. Well, then I'm way better with it. And suddenly you're not a drunk anymore, like my dad. You're a regular. And regulars are amazing. They are supportive, they're kind, they are an integral part of absolutely any New York City restaurant. But there is always something that's a little off. Either they're lonely, or they're crazy, or both. Or they have a habit, or they're rich, or both. And people just usually get special attention because they spend. I mean, it's super common. I don't do that, but it's common. And I guess what I mean is alcoholics make great guests. So my father was a regular here. And a Long Island iced tea, that was my dad's drink, would always magically appear on the table just moments after we got settled. Seamless. And I remembered that. Don't judge what makes a person happy. Don't judge why they are coming out to eat. But put yourself in a position to provide it for them. Oh my God, I'll be the one to bring them the drink. Seamlessness, like a dance, where everything is so congruent that you almost don't notice it. I'm in it and also controlling it. Your wine glass, your water, your ego, your whatever it is, will never be empty. Not once at my table will you find yourself in need. And I am proud of that. You all are my reason. You're the reason I come in. And I'm just so happy that you've come. Because that means that I get to put my hair up. And then I get to put this apron on. And then I get to share with you in 3 courses a little bit about what I know, a little bit about who I've become, so that every single question I ask, and every one of my suggestions is something that you know you can put your trust in. We opened in late November, and I remember because my birthday's in the first week of December, okay? So this means this is my first shift after I turned 30. A waitress at 30. That's something I never thought I'd be. No, really. I never thought I'd be a waitress out there. Quick story. I'm working at a restaurant in New York. This is my very first one. And all the girls are standing around in a circle talking about how old they are and where they're from. And first, it's Betsy. Hey, I'm 24, I'm from Texas. And then next, Adas, I'm 28, I'm from Tel Aviv. And then next, Lauren, who's still my best friend. I'm 27, I'm from Seattle. And then me, hi, I'm Diana, I'm 18. And then finally, I'm Genevieve, and I'm 30. And I swear to God, I turned to my best friend Lauren, and I said, if I am waiting tables when I am 30, kill me. So I'm 30, and it's winter, at about 4:30, and I'm standing in the center of an empty dining room. I'm just waiting for dinner service to begin. And the first snow of the season begins to fall. And this restaurant is a big, beautiful, crystal, floor-to-ceiling fish bowl. And I'm just standing there next to the owner. And we just stand facing the street, facing the snow. And we stare. Do you think people will come in? She said. Do you think people will come in? Is it too open? Should we get curtains? And I thought, too open? There's no such thing. But instead, I just said, people will come to see and be seen. And in this moment, I realized that, yeah, a restaurant can be so many things, but no, a restaurant can't breathe. It can't be anything unless customers are there. Unless you come in, unless the chefs come and clean and prep the kitchen, unless you get dressed, take the train, and then choose to wait to sit down in my section, I can't do what I do without you. Hi, you were a waitress last time we were here, remember? Yes. I don't. Welcome back, did you have a good time? Yeah, we did, fantastic. I never know if remembering me is good or bad. But yes, of course, I'm sorry, I remember it was me who took your order. And it was me who poured your water. And if I could, oh my gosh, did I pour my soul into a ramekin and place it on the side of your table? I was the one who brought you your salt. And you your lemon. I brought you extra Parmesan, twice. And I brought you a lot of attention. I'm the one who laughed as your husband grazed my ass as he reached for his glass. I'm the one who didn't flinch while you spit on me as you were trying to make a point to your guest. I'm the one who watched it all. I'm the one who saw you check your cell under the table and then sent the text. And I'm the one who knew it was your birthday and brought you dessert anyway because your friends didn't want to spend. And I'm the one who gets entirely too invested in these moments and way too attached to my role in them. But what can I do? I get to do what I love. And that's where my sense of identity comes from. And fuck, yeah, it's a cliche, but if you find something that you love to do, you don't have to work for a single day. And it's a lot, being a waitress. I have to turn my life off while I'm doing it, but also honor it, because waiting tables is a huge part of my life, so I want to be super present so that I don't waste it. But then I get super invested in these really meaningless moments, and I just feel I don't know, that compartmentalization, that part that being inside of, and being outside of. That's a really particular skill set. I don't think it can be taught. I can prioritize 150 people's needs in a moment. And I also have to stand and command a lot of knowledge with hundreds of people I've never met who have no idea what tagliatelle is. I cannot believe I'm gonna have to tell them again. Listen, if you want a glass of Chianti, please. Oh my gosh, I'll bring it right over with excitement. I'll think you're an idiot, but I'll bring it. I mean, my job's just basically personality management. Every night is exactly the same, but every night is completely different. I have no idea who's coming in. I don't know what state the patrons are gonna be in. I mean, they could be out for my blood. They could want to make me feel bad tonight just because it's gonna make them feel good. I could see someone fall on the cement and bleed from their head outside of the restaurant. Someone could end a relationship in my section. A marriage even. Someone could insult me deliberately. A guest could grab me by my neck and jewelry. I could see my coworker stealing from me. I could be off the schedule already and not even know it. That one is awful. These restaurants are small, so everything feels really intentional. Or, as I'm on my way to table 30 to take an order, my coworker could come behind me and whisper that she had to have an abortion yesterday, and that's why I was late. I'm really, really sorry. These are all things that have happened to me. We experience so much in public. That's usually given privacy. Who takes care of you when you get home from work? That is the hardest question that I have ever been asked by a customer. Because if I'm honest, which I'm not, when I get home, I can barely pour myself a glass of water. I'm trying to do better. And when I'm down, I think of this great line from one of Woody Allen's films. It's from Deconstructing Harry, I think. And he goes, he's with a prostitute. And he's like, so, how'd you get into this sort of thing? And she goes, sure beats the hell out of waitressing. And I think about that, right? I have the job that nobody wants to have. I have the job where you'd rather be on the receiving end. And I have a running monologue in my head through every shift. If I don't write about it, it won't be worth it. If I don't write about this, it won't be worth it. If I don't write about this, it's not going to be worth it. I have to write about it, but I am so tired when I get home. My God, I am so tired from hours of absorbing, hours of being on the dining room floor that when I get home, I don't want to write about it anymore. Before I can even open my apartment door, I gotta be on the subway actively decompressing from 9+ hours of sweating in the same place. I haven't been outside all day, like a rat in a cage. What, I'm supposed to come home and face a blank page? No way. I don't always have that much courage. I'd like to speak to a manager. Oh God, I know this type. I mean, I feel like there's only two kinds of people in the world. Those who like to speak to a manager, and those who don't. Have you ever asked to speak to a manager before? Scared to answer. Alright, well, raise your hand if you've ever asked to speak to a manager before. Wow, you're the only one. Well, okay. I'll go get her. And then, inevitably, they're always like, and what's your name? Oh, two can play. I'm Jennifer. That's my alter ego that I give when anyone psycho asks me my name. Because, I mean, you guys give yourselves away. I can't say Diana. You obviously have a problem with me. But, oh my God, it was so funny. One time my boss actually said to me, she was like, hey, does anyone named Jennifer work here? I felt so bad. about me. So I told her, I said, hey, I don't give my real name to anyone. And she said, good. I don't blame you. Don't. And I don't. Because it's a lot. It's a lot for me to give my name away to some 50-year-old woman who's gonna go sit at the bar by herself, get drunk, and have a bad day. And then she's gonna make one complaint, and that's all it would take for me to lose my job. We don't have any job security in my industry. Even if you think you do, you're wrong, you don't. Every minute that I'm working, I am aware that absolutely anything could happen. Anyone off the street could walk in. There could be any sort of problem. And when there is, when something does actually make it to the higher ups, it's never anything that mattered. But it still directly affects my future. Does that happen in other careers? Does it happen if you're a lawyer? Does that happen if you're a doctor? Does that happen if you're an engineer, where your job trajectory is affected by a hungry stranger? Does that happen if you're a painter? I don't know. With all of that running through my head, I have to somehow get to a place where I can also stand with a lot of confidence. I think it's gonna be about a 2-hour wait. Is that okay? What I really want to say is, listen, take a minute, look inside yourself. Do you have that kind of patience? Because that's a realistic estimate. And I can't have you having a couple drinks and then in a few minutes inevitably treating me like shit. Oh, I know I'm just the help. I know it. But I'm also your waitress. I've been put in charge of curating this experience, right? I mean, that's the deal. Deal with it. And my boss has put me in a position to do that successfully. You guys don't know how rare that is. The last place I worked didn't have enough forks. Oh, no, yeah, take that in. So we had to hand wash them in between the courses. The owner refused to buy more. Listen, if I gotta buy a Metro card, you gotta buy the forks, okay? And that restaurant has 3 stars. So, buddy, listen, we got forks, we got plates, it's gonna be great, really, but only if you let me. Everything is only if you let me. Good evening. Do y'all care for flat or sparkling? Oh my God, are you the 3rd girl from Broad City? No, but right, I should be. And I think, fuck D, you said 3 words to them, flat or sparkling, and they see it. It's like when I'm working, I'm immediate. How am I supposed to take that in? Welcome, I've got a couple of additions. Oh my God, are you an actress? What am I supposed to do with that? Yeah, I'm an actress. And tonight we've got crispy prawns. Wait, where are you from? Let me guess. The Midwest. Yes. They always guess that. I don't know why. Whenever they do, I just take it as a huge compliment that the table thinks I'm really nice. I get interrupted and I get asked. So, sparkling or flat? I don't have time to talk. There's a really long wait. What should I get? I don't know. Being so personal. We've only just met. Do I get a laugh? No, they're pissed. I mean, but you understand that in order to tell you what to order, I kind of have to get to know you a little bit? Are you having wine or a cocktail? Are you an adventurous eater? Do you like your meat rare? Or should I just, you do? Okay, cool. And do you actually know anything about wine, or do you just want to order the most expensive thing to impress him? I don't care. I just need a minute to see it. Know thyself. Right? If you hate olives, don't get the dish with the tapenade in it. You're not gonna like it. And you're gonna blame me for it. I always say, start with what you like, right? You mentioned that you love risotto, right? Try it. Make a few decisions by yourself, I promise. I'll come and help, but remember, I'm not the one having dinner. You are. All right, real question. Do you think it's my obligation to give recommendations? A resounding yes. You said no. I don't either. I refuse to do it. Fuck that. Whatever. thing, and I totally get that, but that's gonna make this super unoriginal, so I'm not gonna do it. And then for the rest of the meal, they absolutely hate me for it. And another thing, read the menu. Hey, do you guys have a green salad? Hey, did you guys read the menu? Do you see it right there in the center? Green salad? Yep. We're adults. You can read by yourself. And another thing, just one more thing. Wait to sit down before you order anything. Ideally, I'd love it if you didn't say a single thing before you sat down. But I have customers with their coats and jackets on just be like, can we have some water? And I'm always like, this is what I actually say. If you sit down, everything will reveal itself. Can you believe I say that? I actually do. But it's true, because then they sit down and the water comes, everything's begun just as you knew it would. But first, you gotta sit down. Chinese food's still my favorite food. Cashew chicken, number 6 combination. I remember, because I was alone a lot, so I could get it delivered. I knew that I would love it. I knew exactly what it would taste like every time. I knew I could rely on it. But because I was always changing each time I would taste it, it would sort of taste a little bit different. I don't know. I kind of think that's like what good service is, right? Like, you can choose good food, good company, but you're never sure how it's all going to manifest exactly. But if you trust your waitress, you can leave a little bit more full. You can leave a little bit more free. I mean, it's not free. You're gonna have to pay for it. But this is the difference. I think the fundamental difference is that when you receive the service, you're absolutely happy to pay for it. I mean, my entire life has been saved by the tip. Any money that I have ever made has been made from a restaurant. And I'm literally never not grateful for it. Just the other night, I was looking at these checks and I thought, oh my God, I cannot believe this. They're paying me to do this, and it's your choice how much you give? Fuck. It kind of is like being a prostitute. I get 10s, 20s, 50s in my hands nightly for my services. This is for you, dear. Don't share it. And I don't. Because there's something to it. There's something to someone compensating me in that moment from all of my hard work and then someone's direct enjoyment of it. I don't know. Call it what you want, but walking home with cash in my back pocket, a part of me still can't believe it. I grew up always wanting a seat at the table. I grew up feeling a lot of not being able to. I grew up in, if you can believe, Beverly Hills, around all these kids of celebrities, and everyone lived in these really big mansions. And me and my brothers lived in an apartment, and me and my mom shared a bedroom. And after school, my friends would go to CPK, California Pizza Kitchen. And I'd go with them, and I would always order a Caesar salad, because it's the cheapest thing on a menu after soup. It's $6.95, so with tax and tip, I knew that $10 would do it. And $10 was half my weekly allowance for one Caesar salad. And that's when I learned that I didn't have to have money if I wanted to have friends. No, that's when I learned that I have more than money to offer them. That's the stronger choice. I can add to the experience. Of course. And that's why I'm so good at coursing. I understand a budget, and I understand still wanting to have access to the best despite it. Oh, you guys are only going to need one of those toasts. You can totally share that. Thanks, taste for that. Huh. And I have a poor kid's palate, which basically just means that I think everything is delicious. I always eat all of my family meal. I grew up in a house with no salt in it. I don't know about al dente or seasoning, and I still absolutely believe that if you drink a non-alcoholic beverage, like an iced tea or lemonade, that's a total luxury. But now, somehow I have the perfect aged balsamic and a beautiful Tuscan truffle salt in my arsenal. Suddenly I'm an equal. And I'm not so mad about growing up so out of place. Because I've grown up and I have excellent taste. I really let that go. Because I touch every table now. I run the show. I saw Sunday in the Park with George, with Jake Gyllenhaal. Did you guys see that? So I saw his final performance after a Sunday double that I had closed. And then he came in the very next shift. Okay? And in my head I was just like, it's only food and drink, right? Right. It's only food and drink. The stakes are not as high as you think. Forks and knives, just knives and forks. This isn't my life, it's just my work. It's only food and drink, sir. Send it back, have another. I'm running around like a surgeon went in a hospital, but y'all, I'm not saving lives at all. It's only food and drink. And to top it off, Jake Gyllenhaal isn't paying as much attention to me as I think. I serve an enchilada verde 3 times a week. I don't know. You always get to see me at my job. I thought I'd come see you at yours. I actually said that. Exactly like that. He hated it. Well, while you're finishing the hat, I might just be polishing a glass, but somehow all of that's okay with me. So I don't actually need to sit down and be at the table now. I'd rather just stand there and give what I can to it, and then let the rest of me that doesn't work be ignored. I mean, that's the gift. The gift is that I'm actually powerless as a waitress. You know this. Dude, I don't make the food. I don't make the money. I don't own this place. This isn't mine. You don't even know my name. You think I'm Jennifer. But to me, that's the best place to start. We get to have dinner together. And that's what I'm looking for. Situations where I can present myself just enough, and then wait for those who decide that they want more. And I won't hold it against you if you don't like me. Listen, I'm not always in the mood for me either. When I go out, I'm the queen of wanting to be left alone. I really actually never talk to my servers. But if you have someone waiting on you who understands that and can grant it, I think it kind of helps you let it go. And then you can maybe move beyond it. And then after a while, you're a solo diner at the bar, and you'll ask to hear the specials, because everyone else around you has, right? So you've been left alone enough to get interested. And I'll say, so do you want to try that special anchovy dish? Yes? Good, you should. With that Prosecco, delicious. And it is. And you will let it make your day. And you will find yourself in such a different place than you did when you walked in. And that's what we've shared. That's how we become interdependent. And you might want to find me and mention it before you leave. But I'm no good at receiving that sort of stuff, so I'll just pretend I'm really busy, and then you won't be able to see me, and I'll just make you leave it in your tip. And then you'll think that the moment is gone. And that maybe this wasn't as big of a deal as you wanted to think it was. Oh, great, she works on tips. She's just doing her job. But then I'll appear again at the door, just as you're walking out, and I'll smile and I'll say, hey, thank you so much for coming in. and you'll feel like it was real again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. I will. What's your name? That's the moment of change. What's your name? What is it I am called when I am called upon? What nomenclature makes my nature unique? Me? I'm D. Being in service has never been so easy. And I tell you what, it's serving me. But it doesn't always go like this. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm a pretty sensitive waitress. And I think it's kind of sometimes borderline inappropriate how seriously I take some of this shit. So, like, for example, if I'm tasting you on a few wines, not because I offered because I have the time, but because you asked me to one after one. And you don't like any of them? Any of them? A slow, fiery rage grows inside of me. Like my face will start to fucking contort. Like suddenly I can't figure anything in life out and nothing at all makes sense. I put my life into this one very small, very meaningless moment. Sir, if you want something light and dry, please order this. I know literally knows what they want. Can you believe that? I'm always so surprised by that. And so like, whatever, I do whatever it is that my customers want, because at the end of the day, that's my job. But absolutely make it clear that I'm gutted and have lost all faith in humanity. And I think that's probably my biggest weakness. I'm not perfect. I'm really sensitive. Sometimes I wear my emotions on my face. Sometimes with what I say. Can you clear table 3, please? Is it meased? I guess I can be a little difficult to work with. But that's just because I expect the best. I expect it from myself. I expect it from my coworkers. I expect it from my guests because I get it. And so when I don't get it, I get really gutted. But that just comes from me having so much experience of having done this, right? I know how good it can be when we all work together. I know how great, and I know how much more money we can make. So, I guess the only real advice that I have to give is that the shift will end. The night will be over. Dessert will be ordered. Espresso will be drunk. Checks will be dropped. And the lights will come up. Front door will lock so you can start to count your money. And there will be napkins to fold. There will always still be napkins to fold. Tips to be distributed. More glasses to be polished. And then somewhere in this side work, you will acknowledge your own work. And I can only say that because this is my life's work. Right now? Sure. Tomorrow night, do you think you'll need me? Okay. And that's what happens. For the very first time, I didn't ask why. Thank you so much for everything. Firing. You work so hard for someone. And then suddenly you don't work for them anymore. I wanted to cry. But I'm at a place where my value as a waitress, where my value as a person is not directly connected to where I work or who I work for. I am more than just a waitress. And the funniest thing about life is that we never let the right ones in, right? Like the best moments of my life, or the best moments of a shift at night, those are rarely the ones I remember. It's always the fucking horrors. The horrors. My dad died when I was 15. I don't say that often, I'm gonna say it again. My dad died when I was 15. And I think it is such a shame. Because it took me until right now to see that I've always been in service. That I'm my father's daughter. That's what I am when I come to your table. And so I'm gonna love you in a way that's unconditional, because I know how hard that can be to find for some people. I cherish my tables. They're mine. It's real. But that makes it so much harder for me as a server, because most of my time on the floor is really joyous. And I don't get to share it, because it sounds so annoying to my coworkers who are in the weeds, and it makes me sound so arrogant. But my customers are the best part of my life. I get to talk to people that I could have gone my whole life without ever meeting. I get to see your face when you're hungry. I get to meet your family. I get to see what you're like when you're waiting. Oh, that's some intimate shit. I get to stare from across the room if I want. I get to look directly at someone I almost never met. And I always just end up asking if you care for something to drink. But for a split second,